Hello everybody, welcome back to This Week in Monstercat. This is the podcast where me, Mika, and a bunch of my friends, we talk about what has happened this week in Monstercat. So, this week with us we have Jake, who will be probably with us a lot longer than he was last week. Say hello. Hi. And we have Peter.
Mika made us get up at 8 AM.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Well, it's been some pretty funky situations and circumstances surrounding this episode. We've had to get up pretty early because I gotta go to the doctor after this and get a big old metal rod jabbed in my arm, which will be fun. Yeah, so this, I don't know if this will be a rushed one or whatever, but it needs to be done in like 2 hours at maximum, but that's a pretty normal length. Anyway, so what happened this week? The things that happened this week in Monstercat were that 3 tracks were released. One.
What? No way! What?
That's
Jesus, 3 tracks? Oh my god.
3 songs. Yeah. Well, the final 3 tracks as well.
Hey, that's actually exciting.
Monstercat 30. And on top of that, it's the 20th episode. Which is a lot of episodes. That's 1/5 of the way to 100.
Lines up pretty perfectly with the end of the album.
I know, yeah, it's nice. But yeah, so we had Everything by WRLD, which is
The first track.
Then we had Feel Like This by Darren Styles and Gammer. And then we have...
You mean Gamer?
Yeah, Gamer.
Gamer. No.
And then we have Automaton by Robotaki. So, how are you guys feeling? Jake feeling a little bit better than last week, where he just like had to leave? Yeah, it was also a little bit awkward considering that we cut out all of his audio from the podcast, so there were just occasional parts where it was just like blank noise when no one was talking.
It didn't last that long anyway.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So I think the good streak that we had last week, the 5-track long awesome streak of songs, it continued into this week with Everything by WRLD. And why don't you kick us off with how you feel about this track, eh?
I get a lot of like throwback vibes from well, that really early stuff.
Why is that?
I don't know. No, because it has like lots of old computer samples and sound effects, and it's like reminds me of being like
What, Everything by WRLD?
I think you might be talking about a different one.
No, I was talking about
Good stuff.
Jake's just kicked it off and is already a disgrace.
Alright. Everything.
Yes.
Does it remind you of the 90s?
No, yeah, sure. Shit. I love it because it's D&B, obviously. It stems from the style of by design, which I like, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not just making the same thing again.
Yeah.
Well, it's rare for me to say, but I think that the fact this song's D&B has very little to do with why I like it. Because most of the actual drum and bass beats are pretty minimalistic and not that, except for in the last drop where it's quite good. For the most of the song, they're quite basic and minimal and aren't a big focus of the song, which is fine. And so it's interesting that it's a D&B song that I like for complete other reasons to D&B. But yeah, keep going.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So
I got it.
From what I understand, and I may be wrong, the first drops of this track have been, or the first and second drop have been a little bit controversial, have they? Like,
yeah, it seems like quite a few people have been hating, you know.
Well, because it's so like minimal.
People just haven't been enjoying it, from what I've noticed. It's been quite a popular opinion, especially on the subreddit.
Has it had high downvotes on?
No. It's not been like to the point where people think it's terrible. People are just like, I don't know if I dig this kind of thing, which is, you know, a lot of people have been saying that.
Damn.
Which surprises me.
I mean, I wouldn't say it surprised me because it is quite a strange. I use offbeat in the most like non-actual like to its
Musical
definition way because it's very on beat. 'Cause it's got such a basic beat, but it is a bit strange and out of whack. Well, a bit of it. So I can sympathize. I nearly said synthesize, but I can sympathize with why people wouldn't like this. And when I first heard it, I was a little like thrown aback. I was like, whoa, that's not what I expected here. But now that I know it's happening, the minimalistic style of this drop, and it's almost got like, I guess, a little glitchy, weird, like I said, offbeat nature, which is really cool. Yeah. Pete, what's your opinions?
I fucking love it. It's fucking great. It's fucking awesome.
It is.
I was trying to hold off till you asked me, but fucking... the first couple times I listened to it, my main concern was the vocals. But the more I've listened to it, the more I've actually grown to like them.
Yeah, I was the same.
So the one thing that might have held the song back for me is actually not a problem at all. And Mika, we've talked about this a bit in person. I think we both agree. It's kind of cool that, you know, you can actually hear the singer's accent.
Yeah, I think that's what
accent that he's got going on instead of, because most singers when they sing, most cultural background and heritage, you can't hear it when people actually sing. That's kind of like out of the picture. It's like you wouldn't be able to tell where someone's from when they play any other instrument. Most of the time that goes out the window. Like, you know, Richard Caddick, he's from England, he doesn't sound especially British, and, you know, if we're talking about other people outside of Monstercat, like Gav from Miracle of Sound, he's Irish, he doesn't sound like it when he sings. So.
No. But he does occasionally, but not most of the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, I feel the same. At first I was like, oh, these vocals are a bit sketchy, but the more I listen to it, I'm like, I enjoy the unique sound that this guy has, and it, like, as much as, you know, I don't think that I don't think that I'd miss them. I still enjoy them, and they don't make the song any worse.
I also feel like they've got like a really laid-back feel to them. They never go particularly loud, and I feel like that kind of goes for most of this song in general. And if if it was like generic loud Tanika Nadeau vocals or something, that could probably really hold the song back. But I feel like it plays a minimalistic role to go along with the feeling of the rest of the song, and like a laid-back tone, and I think it does that job perfectly.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, do you like the vocals, Jake?
Oh yeah, I never had a problem with them.
Yeah, like just his accent gives them a sort of interesting flair, which gives them a bit of a one-up from against most, you know, most vocal-driven tracks. But I assume we all really like the first and second drops with the minimalistic
that's what makes the song for me.
They've almost got like there's this one sound in the drop that I really like. It's almost like it's like boom boom boom, where it sounds like someone like smacked a ruler against a desk, and it's like brow, you know. It's cool. But yeah, so, and then there's the sort of the third drop, which is kind of, I guess, on the by design side of WRLD's D&B.
Definitely.
And do you guys like that one as much?
I don't like it as much, but it makes sense considering the point of the song that it's in. It makes sense for it to be a bit more melodic and open at the end of the song, and also just for variation's sake.
Totally.
Because if we'd had a third one of the drops we just had, that would have been like, alright, maybe that's a bit much. Yeah, definitely. Totally. So, I don't like it as much, but it totally serves its role. So, I don't think it shouldn't be there. Not at all.
I like it nearly as much. I think that it's, I like that the beat is a lot more complex there, where in the first two drops, the beat is like the most basic D&B beat you can get. It's just a 4-sample loop, pretty much. The third drop is a more complex one. It has like backing faster hats and stuff. Which
you'd kind of hope it would be, considering how melodic it is. If you don't have something like that, what else have you got going for it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'd say that drop is actually better than by design. I prefer that by design style drop to by design.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, but it's a deceptively complex song, you know.
Yeah.
Like you hear it and you're like, oh, this seems really basic, but it's actually got quite a lot of interesting stuff to it. But yeah, so
I like this direction that WRLD's going.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's quite
And it doesn't just have to be D&B, just this whole kind
No.
of sound in general, I really, really like. Feels like he's taken some of the sounds from when he was doing a fair amount of indie dance stuff, but putting them in a different context and not really sounding like that, because it still sounds like World. I hear this and I'm like, yep, that's still World, but he's, you know, reappropriating his sounds for something else, so I'm interested to see what he does next.
I like it sounded like...
Do not mind that.
It sounded like someone retching. Yeah, like I just all up solid song, you know. I like the uniqueness of the vocals. I like the drops. You know, deceptive complexity and its minimal use of sound, where it knows when and what to use to make it sound really cool and special. And it don't take me this as saying that it's simple because it has a minimal use of sound. It's not a simple song. It has a quite inventive and interesting pace. And then the last drop, yeah, it's just solid. So yeah, Jake, you got how do you got wrapping up thoughts about this track?
It's not bad. It's not as terrible as the next track.
Oh yeah, but what is?
I'm pretty sure that's a pretty smooth segue.
Yeah.
Roll with it.
So the next track we have is what I assumed would be the end of the good song streak that we had running. That at this point has been 6 songs running up until this point, and that is the Darren, Styles, and Gammer song "Feel Like This." And my concerns were 100% correct.
I've been saying this shit for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when me and Pete first heard this track, it had just released on Spotify like 20 minutes ago, and it was about 12:30 in the morning, and we'd stayed up all night playing Rocket League, and yep, it was exactly what we expected and worse. Peter, why don't you kick us off with how you feel about this track?
I'll kick it off by saying the intro is actually pretty cool.
Yep.
And gave me some decent. It gave me some hope because more than anything else, it kind of had the hardcore beat, but honestly, the sounds were reminding me of D&B more than anything else in the intro portion of the song, and just some of the actual backing sounds in that section are really cool. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool, but it does, you know, generic thing builds up into nothing. What a surprise! Everything after that is awful.
Oh yeah.
Everything after the intro finishes. This from the second the vocals come in. That's where the problems start, and the problems do not end till the end of the song. Like, I remember when I was listening to Mika, I was feeling like, when I was listening to it with Mika, I was feeling like the vocals were happening, and Mika was like, oh no, and I'm like, fuck, I don't like these either, but if the drop's okay, I can forgive it. Like, I wanted to give this song the benefit of the doubt so bad. And then it dropped, and it's everything I expected it to be, and that could not be worse. Because I did not have high expectations, so meeting those expectations is not a good thing at all.
Totally. Yep. It's just I don't have too much to say on it. It's just shitty
generic.
hard dance. It's hardcore. It's not hard dance or hard style. It's hardcore. But
yeah, it's just
the vocals terrible. Like some of the worst on the album. I can't remember vocals worse than this for a long time. They're just.
Oh, dude, that explains something. It's happy hardcore.
Yeah, that would explain something. Yeah, definitely the worst happy hardcore song on this album.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but yeah, drop is awful. Sounds just like ravey, happy, hardcore type festival shit.
Yeah.
You know, no substance or complexity. Vocals are terrible. The only redeemable part is the intro, but that's completely overshadowed by the rest of the song being awful. I don't have much to say on this.
The main sound reminds me a lot of Stonebank hardcore.
Yeah, totally.
Like a lot.
But it doesn't.
It reminds me of something along the lines of "Who's Got Your Love."
Well, no, the thing is, it doesn't remind you of Stonebank hardcore. It just reminds you of all hardcore, because all hardcore sounds the fucking same, and it all sounds shit. I don't mean that. There's some good hardcore out there, error record. But
I don't
yeah,
have
but
a problem with hardcore on its base level. I have a problem with hard style because that main sound is horrible, and happy hardcore's a bit much sometimes. But when someone can find a nice middle ground in the nice little zone of hardcore, I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. But it's good so rarely that I can't say it's a decent genre.
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have preferred this song to be hardstyle. That would have made it more interesting to listen to. It honestly would have. And it would have made it more interesting to talk about because I could yell about it if it was hardstyle. But here it's just like, the whole time. Jake, do you agree with us? Do you think that it's
Very
just-
much so.
This is not up to
It's just
Monstercat
awful.
standards at all. This feels like, this is so basic and amateur, you know?
Yeah, it feels like this.
Yeah.
You reckon you can make this, Jake? You
Wouldn't
reckon
be
you can make a better
surprised.
song?
10 minutes.
Yeah, and get your dog to sing and probably sound better. Fuck.
No, it just makes screeching noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the shortest discussion we've ever had about a song. There's so little to say. We just thought, worst song on the album probably. No.
Yeah.
That's saying something from your perspective, Mika, considering Chipland's on this album.
No, Chipland beats this tenfold, man.
Yeah.
Chipland was interesting because I could get mad about it. This is just like, this isn't even
Just,
like
it's another
aggravating.
one.
This is just.
Boring.
I feel nothing. I feel legitimately nothing when I listen
That
to it.
shows how much it's failed as its aim of hardcore.
I
To
know.
be exciting and fucking build up hype and shit. And it just
Yeah.
makes you feel nothing.
And yep, that's the issue with that's the issue with this.
In order for things to stay interesting, and in order to make music feel you all these different emotions, if it sounds like every other song you've heard, it's gonna be lost on you pretty bad. You're like, I guess this is kind of cool, but this sounds like that other song. If you really want to get people feeling energetic, you gotta show them a new sound that they haven't heard before, or mix things together that they haven't heard. You can't just do this same shit over and over again and expect people to still get excited about it.
Well, the issue is people still do. Like,
For
Happy
whatever
Hardcore
reason.
has a really dedicated following, or just hardcore and hardstyle in general has a really dedicated following. And I don't judge. If you like, you can like whatever you want, but they, from what I've gathered, they found a sound that they like, and they haven't really changed
Yeah.
in like 10 years. But no, yeah, well, that's why I say that I feel this song would actually be not better, but a more enjoyable song if it had the shitty hardstyle bit, because it would make me feel something. It would make me angry, and that's better than just
Feeling nothing and being
feeling
bored.
absolutely nothing. Yeah, like
As
summarizing
I always
thoughts,
say,
guys?
a bad song's better than a boring song.
Totally, yeah.
And this rings true here, 1000%.
Yeah, this isn't just a boring song, this is a lazy boring song. Like I said, this just honestly does not feel like it fits on Monstercat. It feels like about as much effort was put into this as, actually no, not even as much as hype, you know, by Turkey Machine. It just feels like a song where the artist just really didn't care and he just wanted to put him out there because they felt obligated to. Yeah, but yeah, summarizing thoughts.
Wait, before we get to that, I just realized since 030 is completed, shouldn't we be doing our ranking?
We'll do
We'll
that
do it
next
when
week.
the album actually fully comes out.
Yeah, we'll do that in the gap we have between
alright.
like weeks with releases.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. My closing thoughts. Shit.
Yeah, shit.
Bad song.
Shit.
Yeah, bad song. Okay, that's
Bad
gonna
song.
move us. I'm not sure how quick that was. Maybe that wasn't very quick.
We're getting through this shit quick.
Yeah, that's gonna move us straight on to Automaton by Robotaki, which, for me personally, I've only heard it once. I heard it about 20 minutes ago for the first time. Probably my favorite track to be released this week. It's pretty fucking sick, mate. It's what's interesting about it is it's actually labeled as techno on the Monstercat genre in the description. Which is this the first song on Monstercat to be labeled as techno?
I believe so.
Yeah, which is interesting. Is that? Do you reckon that's like gonna be a one-off thing, or do you reckon that's the birth of a new genre?
I have no idea.
I think it's like what they did with Highlight, where they just said, "Oh, yeah, it's R&B."
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, they could have gotten away with just bunging this in electronic or house, probably.
Going quantum.
But nah, the song's sick. It is so
The
sick.
fucking video for this song is so goofy. Like the
It's
little
cool.
fucking the little
Yeah.
fucking I don't know. It looks like I don't know why, but it looks that the thing looks a little bit like a train to me, and it just goes boopity boop and it goes all around the place, and it's weird because most of it's fine.
Oh
but
yeah,
there's
it does
a little
look like
bit
a
at the
train.
then there's the bit at the front that
Yeah.
just goes jumping around all over the place. It's like what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Yeah. But
Very relevant, by the way. This is the most important part of the song.
yeah, but on Robotaki, I've heard I think a couple of his other songs. I think I really dug them. Like
They definitely don't sound like this.
no,
Not
but
at
I've
all.
heard, but what they're like future bassy type stuff.
They were like future bassy televisor almost. They
Yeah,
had that kind of vibe to it, which, you know, knowing me, fucking, I thought that
Yeah.
shit was cool.
yeah, I liked
But
Ghost Boy.
but this shit's cool as well.
This track
shit's
has like
very
a
cool.
definite synthwave sort of.
Oh, without a doubt.
vibe, which I ain't.
Gives
I
me
love.
gives me like Note Taker kind of vibes.
Oh,
if you
totally.
ask
Yeah,
me.
that's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
Like, the entire intro is very Note Taker, but probably I enjoy it more than anything Note Taker's done. It's this. I don't know. This song's just really, really cool. It's got a great synth sound. I'm trying to remember what the drop sounds like. I know I loved it, but like, it's sort of. I find it like an unfortunately short song. It could have been a bit longer, but the drop is a really cool sort of.
Like
It's-
Parallax. Unfortunately short.
Yeah, totally. But
Right.
no, like the drop is this really cool mechanical, industrial, karma fieldsy, experimental thing, which I'm so happy that Monstercat signed this because it shows that they are not just, you know, trying to get friggin' like Alone and all that shit. That they are trying to branch out and get interesting sounds. And this
That's
song,
what I was saying about the pilot EP. right?
yeah, totally, yeah. This song is very cool. I won't go on for too long. How do you guys feel about it?
I've listened to it like 3 times, so I'm still not 100% sure. I know the more I listen to it, my opinions are subject to change, but the reason I say that is because the more I listen to it, the more I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I
I
love the
just said it.
vibes though.
Oh, mate, they're so nice. Yeah. They're like. I want at times actually this will probably be a weird analogy to pull, but at times it reminds me of and not because it has organ or anything, but it reminds me of the Interstellar soundtrack, just because it has this like rising chord type thing it does, which is really nice, really dreamy and really spacey, and this song does that really well, and it matches the whole, you know, quote unquote automaton, robot, futuristic sound to it really, really well. And yeah, I love the ending. The ending is so cool how it like drops into the thing with the Windows XP noises.
I
and all
can't
that.
fucking take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I cannot take it seriously at all. It's really frustrating. I've heard that sound so many times. Fuck me.
But yeah, just love every second of it. Really cool song, really solid song. What makes it good to you, Jake?
I said at the beginning of the video on accident, but it put me into like a throwback state, like put me in the feeling as I felt where like in the 2000s on like my E machine playing on Windows XP or some shit
Yeah.
or something like that, and it's unique. It's really unique, and it's a lot better. It's better than the previous release.
Cause that's saying so much.
Oh,
That's such a
Yeah, but,
generous
like,
compliment.
yeah.
literally, what isn't?
That
I would rather listen to
is
the
better
only
than the
one.
last release. That too.
Oh my god, yeah.
So you know, I've heard higher
bad,
praise.
honestly.
Yeah, it's really like, but the highlights of the song to me are the drops, just because they're so like I love experimental like karma fields type stuff. You know, and this gives me a little bit of the faint echoes sort of weird industrial mechanical glitch sound. And yeah, the song, it taps into that nerve, which is great. I fucking love that stuff. And
It's got them glitchy feels. I like that.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking
Yeah.
Pete would be so all over this song. And then the drop is a nice contrast between the rest of the song, because the rest of the song is quite like dreamy and spacey and nice, and then it drops and it's like this, I won't call it dark, but it's like very broken and mechanical, which is which is really cool, and I really dig that. Yeah. So summarizing thoughts, guys? Or just any other thoughts?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Don't have that much to say, to be
It was
honest.
very.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because I woke up at 8 this morning or whatever, but yeah, we're not we're not having much discussion, but that's fine. That's good because this doesn't need to be quite a quick episode, which is awesome. But just damn solid track.
Yeah.
All right, so that takes us to the news. So who's doing the news this week? I can't even. I don't know.
Not
anymore.
me.
Not you. All right, Jake.
All right, I got stuff ready.
Good boy.
I got stuff ready.
What we got?
All right. First, we got this remix from Slips and Slurs. We got a remix of the Boombox Cartel and Quick's track Supernatural, which I never listened to it yet, but something anybody would need to listen to. We got Direct having a track coming out tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
On Monstercat or off?
No, it's Saturday tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
It's called Running Out. I don't know where it's gonna be.
Direct's
Released,
off
released,
Monstercat
honestly.
stuff is really good. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he
Rift-
releases
Rift
his
is-
bad stuff off Monstercat. Everything he releases is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, hype for that.
Next, you got Nitro Fun.
Oh,
He has he put a little teaser on Snapchat and he named like it just shows like a picture of the song. I'm assuming it's the song name. It just says Home.
when was the last time Nitro Fun released?
I think it was the Mega collab.
Checkpoint?
Sorry?
Yeah.
No, it was on the 5-year
Oh,
anniversary.
yeah.
Yeah,
right,
forgot about that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, what else?
Virtual Ride. He's got a throwback EP. It's gonna be on Disciple next week.
Cool, awesome.
Drop Tech posted a really good drum and bass preview.
Is that the same one
on
that he posted a
Instagram.
preview of ages ago?
I don't remember what the last one sounded
Because
like.
I remember ages ago he said he had a really cool sounding preview, and I don't think he ever released it.
Yeah.
So maybe this is an extension of that, or maybe this is a different track. But Drop Tech Hype, he's always cool.
Oh yeah, no, this is different. I'm listening
Oh,
to the old
kids.
one. This is
Your boy
completely
Nigel
different.
Good is streaming right now.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of news about Nigel Good that we'll be getting to, I hope.
Yeah, boy. This shit sound. Oh my god, this
Oh,
shit
no.
sounds fucking dank. This sounds dank as fuck. Stop
What is
making
it?
me excited. Please, Nigel Good, stop.
Yeah.
He's making a DMB track right now.
Oh, awesome.
It sounds fucking sick.
oh yeah.
Much
yeah.
like everything Nigel Good does.
Yeah, he hasn't made a bad track. Yeah. Alright, more news?
We got the guy who sung in For You from Rich Edwards, Park Avenue. He's releasing on the 27th on Monstercat.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like his own or if he's featuring on it or whatever.
Oh, right. Okay,
But-
cool.
Yeah. February 27th. And then we got Eminence, who did a collab with Trivecta and Aloma Steel.
Really?
And they have a track on... It's going to be out on February 3rd on Proximity.
Awesome. Eminence and Trivecta, that could work really well. Depending on what side
Yeah,
of their
it's
sound
cool.
they go for. Yeah.
Yeah. Pixel shared a good electro preview. It's more like a throwback. So
Cool. Awesome.
Get
Pixel
that.
Electro can never be mad about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next we have Muzzy. He confirmed a EP, and he says that it's totally different from that Minor Factory.
Yeah, like the scuttlebutt I've been hearing around the place is that it's gonna sound like Lost Metropolis, which like the entire EP is gonna be extending on the sound he built in Lost Metropolis, which I know Pete's stance on that. But yeah, Pete, how do you feel about that? Because you got a pretty interesting viewpoint.
What? On what?
How do you feel about like Muzzy doing a Lost Metropolis style
fuck
EP?
yeah. I always thought that song was like wasted potential, to be honest. Like I was like, hey, this has got really cool vibes, especially in the intro and stuff. But then the actual drop I found to be quite lackluster. But I still really think those vibes have potential. But if you can pull it off in an EP, that would be so good.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, we got any more, Jake?
We got 3 more. We got if you know Sean Wasabi, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
He released a new track on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Yeah. And then something that wouldn't interest you, but Monstercat is going to be having a showcase, I think it is, in Miami.
Oh yeah, no, that's highly relevant to my situation.
Yeah. And then obviously we got the final one. We got O30 being released on the 22nd of February, and they revealed the album art and everything. It's
Yeah. And
oh, guys, here's a piece of news. Fucking I don't know who this guy is, but some guy decided to do a hardcore remix of Bleed by Scandal and Timmy Trumpet. And it sounds awful. It sounds awful. Holy shit. Let me just put this in here. Anyway, keep going with the news.
But in more news, which it seems like we've forgotten to mention. Maybe it's just because we mentioned it earlier, but we didn't fully mention it. Didn't Nigel Good confirm that he's working on part 2 of that Space Cadet one?
Well.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, he was just posting previews of stuff, and there was hashtags like minimal prog house, stuff like that. But one of them was also Space Cadet 2 was one of the hashtags, and you know, that's pretty much confirmation.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really getting back into that album after I listened to it with Mika the other day.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's an amazing piece of music.
Yeah.
Totally. Alright, oh my god, this episode's short. Jesus, we must be the most boring people on earth. We've managed to get 33 minutes out of a news segment and 3 tracks. Damn, we're bad. Alright, so that brings us to the second last full segment of the podcast, which is the tracks of the day. And this is the segment where I go and find a random album on a random number generator, and Pete finds a random song from that random album, and we talk about it. So, from RNG 1 to 28. Let's see what we get, eh? RNG. Alright, 1 minimum, maximum 28. Okay, generate. What we got? We got a song from album 25.
Hey.
Not too bad.
That's a good album.
Not too bad. Not the best.
What are we gonna get? If it's Paradigm, I'm gonna scream.
If it's Paradigm...
If it's Come With Me, I'm gonna scream.
If it's Paradigm, you should just go...
No, it's Fighter by WRLD.
Oh!
You're right.
Ooh,
Oh, what a song. Recently, I've been getting a lot into WRLD's recent stuff. Like, a lot. Like, Drowning has been, like, my last couple of weeks. It's been my favorite song for quite a while. And The Fighter, I've always really liked that song. It's just... I shouldn't, you know? Considering all the things I dislike, like considering all the things I should dislike in the song, like the vocals and stuff, but for some reason it just really gets me, and I really dig that song. one of my favorite world tracks for sure. That and Drowning are probably my favorite of his recent tracks, and Drowning is maybe my favorite world song. I'm not really sure, but no, the fighter's really cool. And I've always been interested to see how Pete felt about the fighter. Like, do you like it particularly?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand out to me in any aspect is the problem. It's not bad. There's just nothing about it that stands out to me, personally.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we wanted to get more discussion going, this wasn't the track to do it, because I have very little to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I really like the vocals, and that's like 80% of the song. So, yeah. Jake, what's your opinion?
I love it as much as all of his other indie dance.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
His indie dance for me is, like, most of it's not as amazing, but there's a couple of them that I really dig. Yeah. We need Ethani here to go jerk World off a bit more. But no, but yeah, solid track, and again, got like a minute of content out of it. So sorry guys, you're gonna be getting like a 40-minute episode, but
yeah, what
that's
the hell's
more
going
than
on? This is weird. It's weird as hell. It always used to feel so easy to fucking talk for like a million years.
Well, there is one thing that we should mention. And now, I'm not sure how many of you that listen on this also listen to the reviews like that we do on our channel, but if you're active around the channel, you may have noticed that reviews have been uploaded a lot less frequently recently, and in that I mean they haven't been. And that is because, and basically I want to talk to you guys about this, but reviews are like a lot of work to get done for both me and Pete. It's sort of like, because the way we split up, or at least the way I split up the work, is I do about 2 hours of work every day, which was great when I was in the holidays, when I was in the school holidays. But now that I'm back at school, and now I'm in the second to last year of school, I'm getting around about 2 hours of homework, 1 hour of homework a night, and when I've got home from a long day of school, I've walked home with heavy bags in a hot Australian day, and then I get home, and the first thing I do is homework. I can handle that, but then when the next thing I gotta do is like actually be creative and think and write a review or edit it, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's really
even
hard.
worse for me. I spend a couple days after school, still at school for 2 hours doing music, and then I get home, and then I have to do homework. And by that point, I either just want to like relax before I go to bed, or just go to bed most of the time, to be honest. So I'm really struggling to find time to fit them in. Yeah,
so right now what I'm doing is I'm very slowly chipping away at my wrap-up review of album 3, and basically I want to get you guys your guys' thoughts in the description. If you guys are like really attached to the way we do daily uploads, I don't know about people, I'll keep working as hard as I can to get them out every second day when I'm on it. But if you guys could, like, if you guys would like to see a change in the way they're done, so I'm not saying you have to. If you like them the way I are now, do not feel obligated to make it easier for me, okay? But like, if you would be okay with it being uploaded less frequently or whatever, just let us know. But don't be biased by us being lazy or whatever. Just let me know how you feel, because I can do it. I can upload them. It's just it's just a lot of work. But yes, thank you. I think we're at the final segment of the podcast. The non-Monstercat track of the day, which is one of my
I genuinely think this is going to be the shortest episode ever. The first one was actually the shortest.
That was
45 minutes.
What are we at now? We're at 38.
38.
Shit, boys.
40 minutes.
We gotta pad it out.
Well, I mean, it makes sense considering the first one was a pretty similar thing. It was talking about just 3 tracks, and that was pretty much it. There wasn't too much to say. But
yeah, like most weeks there's like an EP or a big piece of news or like a really special guest too, like Landon or something. Not to say you're not special, Jake. You're special in your own way. But so yeah, we have the Non-Monstercat track of the day. This is the segment where me and whoever else is on the podcast, Pete and Jake, we suggest you a track that isn't on Monstercat that we really dig and we want you to listen to, and we want you to tell us how you feel about it down in the comments. I know most of you don't, and that's okay, but you should. All right, you have a legitimate obligation to do that. If you don't, we'll do absolutely nothing. And so yeah, tell us how you feel about them down in the comments below, and tell us how you feel about everything else this week. But we're gonna kick it off with me because I don't often get kicked off, and I'm gonna do it because I am, and because I am. All right. So this week, I have been blown away. Or maybe it's not. No, it was this week. I've been blown away by an artist, by a certain album.
The one that everyone
an
already
artist
heard
by a
of,
certain album.
and you're not going to be introducing anyone to
I know,
anything
yeah,
new.
everyone will already know this. But so Porter Robinson, he's a musician that I, as of last week, have very little respect for. I did not think he was a good musician. Admittedly, I'd heard like one of his songs, and I don't know where I got this vibe from, but I just had the vibe that he was this just basic popular, poppy, indie dancey, shitty artist, right?
Some of his songs are like that. The
And
most
some-
popular ones are.
Yeah, and some of them are like that. But I decided to eat my words, and me and Pete together we listened to his album called WRLD, and I think we were both more than blown away by how friggin' amazing it is. And I'm not going to be suggesting this entire album because it's 12 tracks long, and now if you want to listen to the whole thing, go more than ahead. But I'm going to be suggesting 2 tracks in particular from this album that are especially amazing to me. So one of these tracks is Sea of Voices, which is one of the dreamiest, most beautiful songs. Like, genuinely, it's one of the, like, that song gets me so emotional. It's so beautiful. Everything from the wind chimes at the start to the slow, just build up in emotion the entire song has until it drops, and it's just this massive, climactic, epic sound. Everything about the song I absolutely adore. There's like one tiny issue with it, where it's like when the main drop comes in, it's really jarring, but literally everything else about the song is beautiful, it's emotional, it's been a long time since the song has made me feel what that song makes me feel, and I love it. I found it, I don't know where I found it, but that's the song that was like, oh, I maybe should actually listen to this album and not just judge it by one song I've heard. And then the other song is the song that came after that in the album, and I know Pete likes this one. It's called Fellow Feeling.
Thank fucking God if you didn't say that song, I was gonna stab you.
And it's basically
The best song on the album?
Yeah, probably. It's like if you had Faint Echoes, but then made it really emotional. It's basically this glitch fest of a song, but it's also got really, really nice. It's got a really nice intro, which is really nice and emotional. It's got strings. It's got all these cool different things, and then the drop comes, and it's just this mess of noise, and it is awesome. It's so good. So good.
Different from everything else on the album.
Yeah. Like, this was a song where I was like, okay, this guy, I completely misjudged you.
Like, after hearing all the popular stuff,
totally.
And I would never have expected that this song
like, this
existed.
is full on
It
as
really
experimental as electronic gets, almost. This is, like, this song is insane. And then, to finish it off, the song ends with this most beautiful, emotional house drop, which wouldn't work in most songs, but it worked so well here because the song's been building this atmosphere and world the whole time, and then that drop. While it is, I guess, quite generic house, it's so emotional and so nice, and it really, really just builds up. It just has this, releases all this feeling which has been building up the entire song, and it's one of the best songs I've heard in a long time. Please listen to both Sea of Voices and Fellow Feeling by Porter Robinson, and if you have time, listen to the entire WRLD album, because besides about 4 of the 12 tracks, it is incredible and so cool, especially if you like any Vocaloid type stuff. This has a bunch of that, and it's really, really good. Okay, Jake, my boy.
Yes.
What is your Non-Monstercat track this week?
Okay, this is weird. This is really, really, really weird. So, it's from Getter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's pop. It's very poppy, and I would dare to say it's indie dance. And it's called Something New. It's from his What the Frick EP.
Was this the one that was on one of John's videos recently?
Hey, I have this song.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, keep going.
One sec. One sec.
Getter's a weird dude. Like, I thought he was terrible, but then as soon as I saw him in a Filthy Frank video, I was like, oh, wait. Alright, this guy knows. He's self-aware. It's fine. Yeah, he's cool. Okay. Like, he makes genuinely awful music, but it's cool because he knows it's awful. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's high half the time when
yeah, oh, definitely. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a lot different from his terrible bro step style.
Totally.
I mean, I can listen to a lot of his stuff like Head Splitter and like Rip and Dip and stuff like that, but this is completely different. This is if you slapped an indie dance artist, like name any indie dance artist and like slap their name on it, like replacing Getter, you would genuinely believe it's them because it's just so different.
Oh my god! So I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm listening to that song Fellow Feeling by Porter Robinson now. And I realized why I like the house drop so much. It's because it sounds a lot like the Boy and the Beast electro house drop.
I thought the same thing.
It sounds like so much like that.
I genuinely just thought that.
Which is exactly why I love it so much. But yeah, that aside, Getter, weirdo, but listen to that one, sounds pretty good. Peter, what's going on, my boy? What is your non-Monstercat track today?
It is a track that we found in the same listening session as when we heard Worlds. On that same fucking, I don't know, it was a Tuesday night or some shit like that. Me and Mika listened to like 3 or 4 different albums.
Yeah, we played Borderlands Rocket League and listened to music for like 3 or 4 hours. It was.
And there is an artist who does some weird shit and does a lot of different shit who I've been listening to a fair amount recently and who I like a lot, called Feed Me, who's been around for a while. He's been making music for like ages. Like as far as Spotify tells me, he's been doing shit since like 2005 or even earlier and shit like that, which is like, wow. You don't see many that have been going for that long and are still going. But this song in particular is called, I'm sure Mika will see this one coming, but it's called Trouble, and it's got vocals that I didn't think I would like. I was wrong. Turns out they're actually really nice, and it's the kind of song that you don't really know what it's going to be till it drops. You get what I mean? Like, the whole song's just doing its thing, but you don't really fully understand what it is till it drops. Kind of like Fellow Feeling. Fellow Feeling was exactly the same. I had no idea what that song was going to be till it dropped. And
no, the vocals in this song, they're actually amazing. Yeah.
And the fucking drop of this song is glitchy as fuck, and it sounds like, if you listen to it, you're like, alright, yeah, Pete likes this, that makes sense, this all makes sense, it all comes together now, but I don't have that much to say. When it's a track that is just, of course I would like this, I don't find myself with very much to say. It's a Pete song, and I like that, because I'm Pete, and I like things
it's
Pete
just
likes.
Glitchy madness, and it's wonderful.
It is.
It has a bit of a, similar to the first drop of that Porter Robinson song I was just joking off. It sounds quite a bit like Tiva. It has quite a bit of a Tiva sort of vibe. That is probably better, actually. But, not to say Tiva's bad, but this song, like, every song in this album except for one of them, or maybe, no, except for 2 of them, on Feed Me's Family Reunion. It's an 8-track album, 6 of them are worth listening to. Those 6 that are worth listening to are fucking incredible. And if you get the chance to listen to this entire album, but if you can only listen to one, listen to Trouble. I've got Pete's back, it's amazing. It's really well done. Yeah. But, yeah. That sort of wraps it up.
Yeah.
So, what you listeners gotta do is you gotta let us know how you feel about the tracks we suggested. You gotta let us know how you feel about the track of the day. You gotta let us know how you feel about If You Want To, what's going on in the news, and you gotta let us know about the tracks that have come out this week, what you do, what you don't
49 minutes! We're not the shortest episode! This isn't the shortest episode we ever made.
But most importantly, you need to let us know how you feel about the whole situation with making reviews and stuff. If you want us to do them, you keep doing them as often as we've been doing them recently, or if it's okay if we slow down, or whatever, because it is a lot of work, and there's honestly just some days where I go home from school, I have to do homework, I have to do that, and kind of just can't do anything I want to do in the day because it's all taken up by work. And not to say I don't enjoy channel stuff, sometimes I do, but it is work and it is hard and it is exhausting and it requires thinking. So yeah, just take that into consideration and let us know how you feel about that down in the comments. But that's irrelevant because we're saying goodbye. Thank you, Pito. Thank you, Jake, for coming on this week. It's been a good time. Sorry, it's been such a short episode, listeners. I'm not sure if you mind.
I don't know if that's a problem.
Not necessarily. Like, maybe some listeners maybe don't have time to get through a whole 4-hour fuckfest. You know, so
yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
But no, yes. Thank you for listening. Probably wasn't that hard this week. Quite a short one. We will see you when you see ya. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.